Folks at home, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna go underwater. We're gonna focus on throwing swim baits, and we're gonna talk to you about why I throw swim baits in the fall, how you can throw them, what kind of baits you want to throw, and the reasons why. But the main reason why we can see right now here on swim baits is the lake is turned over and the shad are coming back in. You can see in these grass spots right here, the shad are coming back in. Maybe if I put my glasses, nah, that's a fail. You can see the shad are coming back in here, and the bass are pinning up these big shad in these grass patches and flats, and there's no better way to get at these fish than throwing a swim bait, right? So the bass are roaming, the fish are out. Let's head underwater. We'll catch you out there. Alright guys, the first thing I want to talk about in the fall is bass, bluegill, sunfish, shad, minnows, pinfish, perch, everything moves shallow. As water clarity improves and water temperature drops, the swim bait is going to be more of a player. Now, here are fish that are chilling under this dock, and what I want you to understand is, for the most part, these fish have seen every lure under the sun. They've also seen boat traffic. Literally, they've been pounded all summer. These fish, though, are ripe for the picking on swim baits. And I want to show you the interaction of these fish. One here, because they are not afraid of me. They're like 6 inches in front of the camera. Two, there are schools of bass and schools of sunfish that are moved in shallow to target bait fish of all sizes. So the first bait I'm going to pick up in the fall is the 2.8 inch Rage Swimmer on a Wally Marshall crappie jig, and I paint an eye on this crappie jig. I like the slider head profile because it makes the bait unstable and it rocks the bait in the water here. As you can see, it's got that really nice shimmy. I like the Rage Swimmer because it gives it an aggressive kick, and when you're throwing a smaller bait, you want the bass to see that. I love the aggressive kick on this bait. I love the head wobble and shimmy. It reminds me a lot of a Megabass Dark Sleeper and a lot of a Megabass Mag Draft in that body wiggle and roll. And as you can see, there are tons of bass and bait fish in the shallows that want to eat that undersized bait. While we're talking about undersized jigs, I love throwing the 3-inch Rage Tail Grub on a Z-Man Texas Eye jig. This bait does a great job imitating small panfish, small perch, darters, minnows, chubs, all kinds of things that are swimming in the shallows this time of year. Plus, with that Ned Lock head on it, you can throw it through brush, you can throw it through cover, you can throw it through everything. Literally, this bait is going to get bit on pressured water or areas where the water is ultra clear. Grubs are underused, but they're a fantastic bait. Now we're moving away into these normal size bait ranges. Here is the Megabass Hazedong Shad in a 4.2 with a 3.0 under flashy swimmer. This is the Cadillac of swim baits this time of year. This bait literally cannot be beat in this situation. It has a fantastic body roll. It has a subtle kick with an owner flashy swimmer on it. It literally is the best swim bait that you can throw at this time. I can't tell you how many fish I've caught on this exact combination right here. It comes through everything. It swims fantastically. It looks amazing in the water. I love all the colors on the Megabass stuff. It is a pricier swim bait. They are soft, but when money's on the line, this swim bait is going to get you bit. Plus, love the owner hook. It's a little bit pricier, but you stick them and you've got them every time with that owner. It's a nice hook, a beautiful combination. Moving on to another underappreciated bait. Here is the Berkley Hollow Body Swimmer. I throw this on an 1/8 ounce weighted swim bait hook, and this bait right here has an amazing body roll and an amazing action. This is an overlooked bait. A lot of guys threw hollow bellies like 3 or 4 years ago, and then the Keitech craze got out and those rib swim baits got out. This bait flat out catches fish, and a lot of guys throw them in bigger sizes. This is the 4.8 inch size right here, and this is perfect for when fish are shallow corralling bait fish. It's got a sick body roll on it. I've actually caught a lot of fish on this lately because I just picked up a bag of them out of my boat that I randomly had when I ran out of swim baits and started throwing it. It's a bait I got a lot of confidence in, and I love to throw them in this size because it just catches. And finally, who would I be if I didn't talk about the 4.8 and 4.2 Keitech this time of year? I like to cut the very tip off, and I like to pair it with the Dirty Jigs Matt Allen Swimbait head. And this bait right here does a very good job of emulating the body roll and wiggle of a fish that's swimming in the water. I got some bluegills fleeing from me right here, but I want you to see kind of that body roll and wiggle on the bluegill. It's matched by this Keitech. The Fat Impact Keitech is a killer. The only thing I don't like about it recently is it's fished by everybody and their brother. I like to be different than a lot of the crowds, and the crowd is throwing the Keitech right now. It's a great bait. You can throw it, you can catch them on it. I just like to be different. Now we get into the bigger size bait. This is the 5-inch Largo shad on a 4.0 owner flashy swimmer, and I really love to throw this when the big shad are in there because 1, it does a fantastic job coming through cover, but 2, it's subtle. Right? So there are fish swimming all around me as I'm shooting this video, coming up to investigate what I'm throwing. And I want you to see as I slow down this clip right here, look at this bass sitting on top of this vegetation in inches of water. This bait excels at that. You can see bass there in the background tracking it. A lot of guys like to throw swim baits in open water. I really like to throw swim baits in this scattered vegetation like this because it's a fantastic way for bass to see a lure and see the right profile of the stuff that they're hunting in this heavy vegetation. A lot of times punching it's not going to work. Swimming something over the top of it can get you bit. Swimming something through potholes, right, can get you bit. Here's a perfect example of a pothole. Throw that Largo shad in there. Last bait that I like to throw here before I get into big size swim baits is the Zoom hollow body. It's a new swim bait. It is a killer. They got it just right. The body roll on a keel weighted swim bait hook. This is a laser trocar thrown on a 3/8 ounce head or an 1/8 ounce head. If I'm fishing shallow in potholes, 1/8 ounce. If I'm fishing deep, 3/8. This bait is a killer. It's got a sick body roll on it, and they did a fantastic job. You can see there that underwater swimming action is great. When fish are hunting gizzard shad, this is the bait to throw up shallow. It's a fantastic bait. The colors are awesome. It's a really, really, really overlooked bait. Hollow bodies aren't as popular as they used to be, but they are fish catchers. These things will flat out catch them when you need them to, right? Throw a hollow belly up shallow, especially when those gizzard shad are up shallow. You will catch some bigger than average bass. That I can promise you. Great bait to throw. Folks at home, I hope you learned something today. We got underwater. We checked out the swim baits. We talked about why I throw them, where I throw them, how to throw them. Finesse swim baits can get you a ton of bites this time of year. Hey, let us know in the comment section what you want us to see us do in the future. We're growing almost to 1,000 subs. Let us know what baits you want us to see underwater. Hey, we appreciate it. We'll see you next time.